Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Reclaiming Your Life. I am your host, Kamara, and this podcast is designed to help women overcome their insecurities, self-doubt, and fears within themselves to pursue their dreams by telling my own life experiences. Welcome to another episode, y'all. This episode is titled Excuses, but before we get right into it, just want to let you guys know that I am working on some things for reclaiming your life that I am very excited about and can't wait to share it with you guys. And I feel like the things that I am creating, the material that I am creating will help you get over your insecurities that you have within yourself so that we can get you to that next step into pursuing your dreams, right? So, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me at reclaimingyourlife01@gmail.com. Follow me on the gram at Reclaiming Your Life. Also, join my Facebook group, Reclaiming Your Life. That is a community where we can all come together. We can share our experiences. If you have questions, you can ask questions. That is a judgment-free zone, you guys. Use it to your advantage. Join my group. You'll see that there's some good information that's in there that's being shared, discussed about. So just join my group if you're looking for that support. We are here to support you. Also, I did start a YouTube channel called Car Chronicles with Kamara. Everything is spelled with a K because of my name, Kamara. So Car is spelled with a K, Chronicles is spelled with a K, and that's Car Chronicles with WITH Kamara. I decided to come with Car Chronicles with Kamara because sometimes I'd be in my car and sometimes something would just pop up in my head and I feel like I just need to share it right then and there. So most of the times I'll have all the downloads coming to me in the car. So Car Chronicles will be just me giving like a quick video. Don't know how long they will be depending on what the content is or what's coming to mind and what I want to discuss. But they will be quick videos that you can watch and listen, and I will elaborate more in the podcast in more detail. So subscribe to that. Don't forget to turn on the alert, ring the bell, or click the bell, whatever it is, so that you can get the notification when a new video is uploaded. All right, so let's jump right into it. Now, I need you guys to take out a pen and paper because I am going to ask 2 questions that I would like for you guys to write down. And the first question is, what is it that you want to do in life? What are your dreams? Now, as you write those down, now I'm going to ask the other question, which is, what is stopping you? What is stopping you from achieving your dreams, your goals? What is it that you're wanting to do? What is stopping you? Now, you may have written 1 thing, 2, maybe 3 things. Now, those are just excuses that you're writing down. Because there really is no reason why we can't go after our dreams, achieve our goals, do the things that we want to do. There's no real reason why. And if there is a reason, it's because it's us. We put limitations on ourselves. We set these low standards, these low bars for ourselves. It's us that's getting in the way of what we want to do. Nobody else. And we can't blame this person over there, that person over there. It's because it's all on us. Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect because I'm not. Because I've made excuses in the past and I still make excuses now. So I'm speaking to myself. And I have grown over time. Because I was the person that I had an excuse for everything. Somebody I know told me, he was like, you got an excuse for everything. And I said, yeah, I do. But it was to the point where I was making excuses for things I had no business making excuses for. It didn't make any sense. And I still make excuses now, but I don't make as much excuses, especially when it comes to myself. I try not to make so many excuses, because if I'm making an excuse, I'm pretty much getting in the way of myself from achieving what I want to achieve or getting something done. I'm getting in my own way. And it's just so many excuses I made in the past. And I remember when I started school back in 2013, and they said that it's an accelerated program so that we have to go to classes on the weekend. And I'm like, class on the weekend? Why? I work full time. I have, my son at the time, and I'm just like, I'm all over the place. Like, the weekends is my time where I can relax, unwind, and I was just like, I can't make that commitment right now. And then I had to pull myself together, and I really had to think about, why is it that I am going to school? I'm going to school because I want to better myself so that I can provide for my son. So I sucked it up and I decided to go to school. And that's what I did. I went to school. And it wasn't easy, because now I had my daughter. So now I had to find someone to watch both kids, not one, but two. And I was okay with my mother watching them, because that's my mom. She's going to look out for me. She don't have to, but she did. So I was okay. But then there was the times where she had to work and she couldn't watch my kids. So then I'm like, what do I do now? Who do I ask? Because I don't really ask for help. I rarely asked people for help back then. I'm going to say that. I rarely asked people for help. So I'm just like, okay, I guess I can't go to class when she has to go to work. So again, I'm making excuses as to why I can't go to class. But there were other people out there that was willing to help me. My mother will get on the phone asking people if they can watch my kids, but she didn't have to do that, and she shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have to do it, because it was my responsibility. I'm the one that's going to school, so I should be trying to find somebody to watch my kids. But again, it was my pride that I was letting get in my way for not asking anybody. And all I had to do was really pick up the phone and just ask. And then at one point I did, and my cousins watched my kids. And I was also making excuses for them as to why they probably can't watch my kids. And that was not even the reason. So we have to stop making excuses for ourselves and for other people. Now, if you are a single mother who wants to go to school, pick up the phone and ask somebody to watch your child or your kids, because somebody will. You just have to be brave enough to ask, and don't let your pride get in the way. Pick up the phone and ask, whether it's your mother, your auntie, your grandmother, your grandmother, your grandfather. Just pick up the phone and just ask. Somebody will watch your kids, because at the end of the day, you are doing this to better yourself so that you can provide for your child. And nobody's not going to turn that down. If you're a single parent, single mother who don't have the support system, who don't have the family, and you still want to go to school and do something and be something, you still can. There are so many schools now that are offering an online program that you can do it at your own convenience. Whatever time works for you, that's the time that you will log in and do your assignments. If you got a smartphone, a tablet, or computer, you can do online school. If you don't have any of the three, you can go to the library. People be forgetting about the library. And bring your kid with you to the library. Most, I was going to say toddlers, but not really toddlers. I guess they're toddlers, yeah. they, they like the library. So they would just look at it as we're going on a fun trip and we're going to the library. So you kill two birds with one stone. You can get some homework done while your child is also, reading a book or on the computer doing some kind of activity. So it's a win-win. I was sick a few weeks ago, right? And I had the flu, and it was really bad. I never had the flu, and anybody who knows me always know I'm always up and I'm going. I'm always doing something. I'm either going over here to do something or over there something with my son and basketball. I'm just always on the go. I'm never really sitting down unless it's at night. And I couldn't move when I tell you. I couldn't even really get out of bed. Couldn't do too much. And I couldn't get on the computer and do my work like I would normally want to do as far as, researching, trying to get some things together for my business. I couldn't really do all of that. And the only thing that I had the energy to do was to read. And I read because I'm still feeding myself with some kind of information rather than making an excuse as to why I can't. So if I couldn't get on the computer and do what I need to do, I said, you know what, I'm just going to read so that I can still be making an investment in myself. Because we need to make investments in ourselves, y'all. And that's what I did. I just continued to read for the 4 days that I was sick. I didn't want to give myself that can't even think of the word right now, but I didn't want to make an excuse for myself and be okay with that excuse. It takes hard work to get to the things that you want in life. You have to make a sacrifice. You have to make a sacrifice, you guys. I'm telling you that right now. Sometimes in life, you definitely have to make a sacrifice, and it's not going to be easy because a sacrifice has to hurt. It has to hurt. The sacrifice hurts, but it is well worth it. And just a couple of days ago, I did my budget, but I was making excuses as to why I couldn't do my budget. I told y'all I'm not perfect, right? So I'm speaking to myself and I'm trying to work on it myself. And I kept procrastinating why I can't do this budget because I'm taking a financial class, and that was like the first assignment was that we need to make a budget. And I was not doing that budget to save my life. And I think it was more so scary for me to see where my money is going versus actually taking the time to sit down and do my budget. So I stopped making excuses because I was making excuses for like a week or so, putting it off like why I can't do it. And I just did it, So instead of you making excuses, just do it. Because I was procrastinating. And procrastination didn't get me anywhere because the only person who is hurting is myself. I want to have wealth and I want to have all of this. I want to have a successful business, but yet I can't even do the thing that I need to do that's going to help me to get the wealth and to get the successful business. So I had to just do it. And I did. And I'm glad that I did it. I feel better now. I don't feel convicted. So I feel good that I did my budget, But what excuses are you guys making? What are you afraid of? Because it's like when we're making excuses, it's like the real underlying truth is that we're afraid of something. It's 2019 and we have to stop making excuses. How much longer are we going to make excuses? Talking to myself. And me making excuses, I lost 5 years of my life because I was making excuses. I was making excuses why I couldn't get out of the situations that I were in the past. I was making excuses as to why I wasn't satisfied with my own self. But we can't do that because we're only hurting ourselves. No one else is hurting us but ourselves. We have this, like, let me see. We put limitations on ourselves, right? But then we also make these high expectations that we know we probably won't even reach because we're not there yet. You got to take steps, right? So it's like we trying to get to, we starting at 1, but we're trying to get to 10. So instead of we taking each step to get to 10, we trying to go from 1 to 10, and that can't happen because we're setting this high expectation and this bar that we need to meet, but we need to follow the steps in between from where we started to where we're going. Now, again, what are the excuses that you're making? Follow your dreams. Make little goals to get to your dreams and the things that you want in life. Do you want a house? And if so, what are you doing to get that house? Like, don't make excuses and say, oh, my credit. Okay, so we got to work on your credit. You need help with your credit? I got somebody that can help you. Right? We need to start doing the little things so that we can get the big things in life. You want that house? Let's talk about what we can do to get your credits rising up. You have to now, for instance, if you want a house and you got bad credit or no credit, we need to get you some secure credit cards, right? Get some secure credit cards where you can build up your credit so that you can have the credit score to get your house. You got bad credit? Let's evaluate what's on your credit that's bad and what needs to be paid off. What credit cards need to be paid down to a certain amount so that we can get a house. Ask for help, you guys. Do not be afraid to ask for help because in this world, we need help. You're not going to know everything. I may know something that you don't know, but I can help you, and vice versa. We can't sit here and be afraid to ask for help because we're afraid of what someone may think. We have to throw that out the window, and we have to ask for help to get to where we want to be. If you're looking for a promotion at your job, what are you doing so that you can get that promotion? Are you telling your supervisor that you want to be in this role? Is your supervisor also helping you? Because your supervisor now should say, okay, let's get you to shadow. Let's get you to do some of these training courses online. Let's set up a time so we can do a mock interview. So now that you express that you would like to be here in this role, your supervisor should be helping you to get there. Because you know why? Because you asked for help. So now somebody is going to help you and make sure you get to where you want to be and get that role that you desire. What excuses are you making? What is preventing you from going after your dreams? And sometimes it can be our own stuff, right? The insecurities, these thoughts that, oh, we don't deserve it, we're not worthy. Oh, I'm scared what this person going to say. Leave all of that stuff alone. Learn how to love yourself. Know your worth. Know what you want out of life. And don't settle. Once you love yourself and you know what you want, you can't settle for anything less. Because sometimes we like to just settle. Sometimes we settle for a job, right? You settle for a job and you get comfortable. You're like, you know what? This is easy. I'm going to just sit here and I'm going to do my work. But then that's when you get comfortable, and that's when God forces you out of that. Because you got comfortable. And God forced you to come out of that situation. Because he's trying to push you somewhere. Now, when I was getting my house, right? I applied at housing. Listen to this, y'all. I applied for housing because I was thinking, okay, it goes by your income. If I lose my job, God forbid, I can be able to pay my rent. It would be affordable, right? Now, as I was preparing for a house, which I did not expect to even go after at that point in my life, because I said I wanted to get a house later. I'm gonna get a house later because I felt that my credit wasn't good enough. Even though I was working on my credit, but I was putting all of these limitations on my situation and on myself. And as I was doing that, God looked at me and was laughing like, I don't even know why you're doing all that, because I'm trying to get you over here. I'm trying to have you see the bigger picture. And I'm not knocking anybody who lives in housing, but that's where my mindset was, because I always try to think ahead and try to prepare. So I'm like, okay, if I'm living on my own, at least if I'm in housing, I know that it will go by my income. But I was stopping my own self. I was getting in my own way. I was putting limitations on myself because God had something bigger for me that I didn't even realize. God was trying to put me in a house where I can pay, right, mortgage versus paying rent to somebody where that's not even going to be mine. But God was trying to put me in a direction to getting a house so that you can pay your mortgage and it can be yours. Think about how you're getting in the way of your dreams and how God is trying to push you to your dreams, but yet you keep interfering with what he's doing. You're interfering with what he's doing because now he's pushing you in a whole different bracket. Now you're getting uncomfortable. You're getting uncomfortable. And it's okay to get uncomfortable. Now, when you get uncomfortable, that means God is doing a new thing in you, right? And it's okay to accept that. Because then if we get comfortable, right? When we get comfortable, that's when God starts to push us out of being comfortable. He forces you out. And I'd rather be uncomfortable than comfortable, and he trying to force me out of being comfortable. Because when he does that, it puts you in a rock in a tight place, like, oh my God, where do I go? What do I do? So this is what I'm saying. Stop putting limitations on yourself. You can get the things that you want. You can achieve the things that you want. You can accomplish the things that you want in life. But stop putting limitations on yourself, because you're only hurting yourself. You're not hurting anybody else but yourself. God is trying to take you somewhere, but yet you still trying to stay down. You trying to stay down with these low standards where God is trying to bring you high. What is it that you want to accomplish in life? Write it down. Write out some goals that you want to complete so that you can get to that next step. Write them down. And then when you write down your goals, now let's come up with a plan of how you're going to accomplish those goals so that we can get you to the next step to achieving your dreams. But now, a thing that you need to also do is, if you're having resentment towards somebody or holding a grudge towards somebody, you got to let that go. Because if you're trying to go up there, you can't bring all that baggage with you. You got to leave that at the door. You have to leave it at the door. And if someone hurts you and you don't feel you can express yourself to that person, why they hurt you and how it made you feel, get a piece of paper and pen and you write them a letter. You write them a letter, and in that letter you write everything on how you feel and how they made you feel during that time. And then when you do write it, rip it up. And once you rip it up, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. You can't have resentment and thinking that you want to go to the next level. Those two things don't go together. So we got to let go of the hurt and what people had done to us in the past. We have to let it go. I had to let some things go in my life with the people who hurt me and used me. And I ain't just talking about a boyfriend or a baby daddy. Nope. Because you got friends, you got family, people who you think were your friends who would use you. Trying to tell y'all something, because I've been through it. You know, people who I thought were cool with me, who had my back, who were my friends, were not my friends. So we have to forgive and basically forget. Write that letter to whoever you want to address it to. Express your feelings. Express how they made you feel during that situation. And rip it up and let it go. Because we need to be able to accomplish our dreams. And we can't accomplish our dreams, our visions, our goals with all of this resentment in us. Let it go. What are you going to let go? Who are you going to write to? And let them know how you feel. Come on, y'all. It's 2019. We can't be making no excuses. We need to start making some sacrifices. No excuses, but we need to be making some sacrifices. All right, y'all. That's all I have for y'all today. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you need to put that on the replay, put it on the replay. But think about who you're going to write your letter to and what you're going to say. And seriously, you guys, rip it up and let it go. And I guarantee you, when you do that, you're going to feel so much lighter. You're going to feel like a burden has just been lifted. Again, y'all, this is reclaiming your life, and this is what we have to do in 2019 and going forward. Start reclaiming your life. Let go of some of them stuff that you don't need to hold on to anymore. We're bigger than that. We are bigger than that, guys. But that's the time that I have for you guys today. Enjoy your weekend. I will be back next Friday with another episode. Again, follow me on Instagram at Reclaiming Your Life. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Car Chronicles with Kimara. Again, y'all, have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next week.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.